Hey, True Believers, Chris Mack coming at you with X-Men Legends issue 9. And this is the follow-up from the last issue of X-Men Legends that we went through. If you guys want to read up on what happened, if you didn't check out that review or you haven't read the comic book yet, pause, check it out there. The people working on this book is Larry Hama, writer, Billy Tan, artist, Chris Sotomayor doing colors, VC's Joe Caramanga doing letters. There's everyone else working on the book, and the X-Men were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and Wolverine was created by Len Wein, or Wein, however you want to pronounce it. Now, the artwork overall for this book, I like it from the sense that it feels raw, and you can tell that it's digitally colored, but I don't know, there's just something about it that's good, but it's also off, and I think it really shows in Wolverine's face where there's a whole lot of line work, but there's no real details in the eyes. The manga effect really works here because, you know, this takes place in Shanghai, in the South Asian Sea. So it kind of has that really cool, grungy manga feel about it. And to just see Logan and Sabretooth rip through the hand is always entertaining. I do wish, however, because Lady Deathstrike and Omega Red are involved in this, I wish there was more fighting of that. Like if you think about going back to, I think it was Fabian Nkizi that started writing with the first appearance of Omega Red, and Jim Lee was doing the pencils. Think about that type of action and that type of art quality. And then you kind of look at this and it's, again, it's not bad. The whole real plot is there's these two sisters that are mutants. Xavier dispatches Logan and Jubilee to go get them. However, they're being taken hostage by this leader of the hand called Gigi. Lady Deathstrike's kind of the right-hand woman in this respect. And these two sisters, they just keep getting the short end of the stick. I cannot remember their names off the top of my head. One's a pyrokinetic, the other's a teleporter. And so that's why this one's locked in this box and her hands are bound and she's put in a silver-lined box so she can't use her pyrokinetic powers. But she's still being resourceful and showing out telling her sister through Morse code that she's going to survive. And I hate to say it because they're, in a sense, a MacGuffin. Because, you know, Omega Red wants them, Sabretooth wants them, the Hand wants to sell them, and that's why they're kind of over here in the really dingy parts of Asia. And it's just, it turns into such a big cluster of everyone chase the boat for the kids, where Omega Red tells this guy, land on the boat, and it's like, it's raining, it's dark, that boat is going top notch, and you want me to land on it? Here, let me give you some positive encouragement. And he just chokes him with his tentacle. In a sense, this is Larry Hama, but some of the jokes reminds me of the Peter David era of Wolverine, where there was seriousness, but they kind of had some slapstick and it kind of made you laugh. Now again, you know, you kind of get moments like this where you see Omega Red tearing through the wall, Lady Deathstrike's ready to go up against him, and then it cuts away. Don't do that. And then when we actually get some, it's maybe like a panel or two where you just kind of see in silhouette Omega Red tearing through the hand ninjas. And again, Lady Deathstrike, Gigi tells her, if you dispatch Omega Red, then all your debts are forgiven with the hand. So she goes to attack, and we cut away again. But thankfully come back, more action, triple team on, or should I say double team on Omega Red, and that boat. Gigi tells the pilot, we're late for our meeting with our buyer. Just ride this thing all the way through down Basan. And so the boat rips up out of the river, downtown. Everyone's flying off the boat. And it's just, again, a big cacophony of madness. Now, the sister that is a teleporter, she's rough. Like, she finally gets her sister safe, and she's like, I'm ready to get rid of Omega Red. So what she does, and if you remember last issue, if not, pause this, go check out the last review, and then come back or buy the comic, and you're back. She teleports these people to some of the most horrible places on Earth. Now I'm going to attempt to read what this says. If I get it wrong, feel free to make fun of me down in the comments. She teleports Omega Red from Basan, and she goes, welcome to the Hindu Kush. This village was the scene of an atrocity by the Spetsnaz. I think's how you say it. She leaves them there in the middle of all these militias. And she goes, why don't you explain to them in Russia how you have no connection with their perpetrators? Whew. When she gets older, it's going to be she's gonna be one nasty person depending on how she wants to use her powers for evil or good. Now, overall, again, the artwork I feel could be a little bit more dynamic. A lot of it I feel is too front on. I mean, you see here, I think it would have been better if this was like a Dutch angle. The same with the destruction, like this right here. This is a great freaking panel. I mean, look at that. But the sisters are drawn just very flat, in my opinion. And just needs some much needed dynamicness. Again, I like the roughness of the art. I kind of wish Larry would have went back and read some more of his older runs and shown how he did action, because I just feel like this book falls flat. I don't know if he was given a lot of time, but still, at least this book, there's none of that horrible Krakoan stuff going on. People feel like the way they're supposed to. Speaking of which, this character that Sabretooth's running with named Birdie, I have no idea who that is. If you can kind of give me some good reading material on where I can go back and kind of get to know her, let me know, because I was like, who's this chick? You know, I've seen a lot of like different characters through the years of Wolverine comics, and I've never, ever heard of Birdie, but I absolutely love her freaking laser cannon. Speaking of which, where is it? Where is it? Hold on, we'll find it. Look at this. The hand try to hit Logan and Sabretooth with these tasers, and she just tears them apart. Again, great panel, but see how it's just front on like this? Kind of boring. If they would have done something a little bit different, like maybe this type of angle with her like they did here, with this, that would have been freaking epic. And maybe like a splash page. There's no splash pages, and I'm sitting here going, come on, where's my splash page? Maybe it's just the 90s kid in me screaming for that type of stuff. But overall, X-Men Legends issue 9, should I say, excellent read. And if you want a comic that feels like the old days, I know I sound like a dinosaur when I say that, but what I mean by old days is action's on point, characters feel like the way they've been established through the years, instead of feeling like mindless clones like they do on Krakoan, then X-Men Legends is definitely for you. If you've enjoyed this comic book, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick up a copy. If you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you don't mind hitting that fancy little mutant bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to build content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with y'all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope y'all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.